a lonesome star in a bitter sky. I hear the hungry ghosts calling out in the night. Just a couple victims of this brutal prize. Am I strong enough to let things just die? A spark alive, but if there's nothing on the other side, why can't I leave well enough alone and go to the light?
What's going on, everyone? Gaz here. And with the Forsaken on our shoreline just around the corner, getting ready to drop, I figured I'll do a small little list on some things you can do to prepare to get yourself a slight leg up when the DLC actually drops. And if you do think of anything that I don't mention in this video, please leave it down in the comments below so that everyone can all benefit from your words of wisdom and take it on board and do it for themselves. Just so when the DLC does drop, everyone can have that slight little advantage to maybe getting some of the new weapons or helping getting their power level gaining more a little bit quicker. Now, the first thing I will try and mention will be your glimmer. As you can see, mine isn't very good, but you want to try and max this out by the time the DLC drops, just so anything that comes within the game you're going to be able to get. So new weapons, mods, however the mod system may change, and things like that. So you know you're going to want glimmer. Then legendary shards. Mine are pretty low, so I'm going to have to grind for some more. But you also want to have a nice stack of legendary shards. They're not that difficult to get, but they're more difficult to get than glimmer. And as you know, you'll get them from dismantling legendary and exotic weapons, and you can use them for infusing weapons and other useful things like that. Another thing you might want to do is stack up on your bright dust, just because when the DLC drops, Eververse will be selling new items, emotes and things like that you might want to pick up. So having some bright dust will help so you can pick up some of those new things. Next, power level. Yes, I'm not max power level, but I plan on being either at 385 or as close to max as I possibly can be by the time the DLC drops. I know time is getting short, but I do want to be max power level by the time the DLC drops, so I'm not trying to catch up, and then when the DLC drops, then I can push forward and try and progress and reach the new power cap, which I believe is 600 question mark, maybe? I don't know 100%, but I believe it's around 600. Then you could possibly think about your favorite weapon loadouts that you're going to want the moment the DLC drops. Obviously there's going to be new weapons coming in with random rolls and things like that, but you still want some of your old faithful weapons to be able to do some of the activities. Or if you're unlucky and you don't get any of these like god roll tiered weapons that you want, or haven't tried out yet and everything's still learning what's going to be good, what's not going to be good, what's the meta, what's good for this, what's good for that, you can still revert back to these weapons as they are not changing. Their rolls will be the same, and it's only going to be year 2 weapons that will have these random rolls. So having some of your weapons that you really enjoy using either for PvP or for PvE, like running Nightfalls or the raid, having them up at max power level as well will be very beneficial to you for the moment the DLC drops. Now, let's go on to a golden one. And please ignore the fact I don't have many consumables because I haven't really started stacking them. But things like your Crucible tokens, your Vanguard tokens, maybe not so much Iron Banner tokens, your gunsmith materials, your EDZ tokens, Mars token. You get the tokens for vendors, basically. Try and stack them as much as you can. Now, it won't give you, obviously, higher light gear. I mean, it might give you a little bit of a boost when the DLC drops. We don't know exactly how it's going to work. It may just work as it is. So you'll probably get it like slightly lower than what you are or whatever. But if you've got them and you can, the moment the DLC drops, you can put them into the vendors and hopefully be getting these new weapons. So you can start getting your new weapons and your little collection of your favorite little weapons to be trying out and things like that, because by now I'm pretty sure everyone's pretty much got every single weapon in the game, and if not every single weapon in the game, the weapons you actually care about. Like for me, I will be going for the Whisper of the Worm, Black Hammer this week, and as I didn't get a chance to get it last weekend because I couldn't wait long enough for the event to spawn in, but I know Bungie has taken this into consideration and it should be dropping a lot sooner. Another thing with consumables, I would say, is definitely try and stack up with some Masterwork cores. They're not the easiest things to get. You never really get that many. So having some of these, because if Masterworks is going to continue but be tweaked maybe in the DLC, then these will be very useful to have. It's quite self-explanatory. So anything you think, I can use this to power stuff up, or it will help my new gear if there's going to be a new Masterwork thing, weapons and armor. If the Masterwork system completely changes, then you can use these, have some new Masterwork and get the added bonus from it. Also, you want to try and keep materials. I haven't got many because I don't really collect them that much anymore, but I am going to have to start going in and collecting them. But things for your different planets that you can pick up, then you want to try and stack as many as these, because then you can give them to said vendors on said planets and rank up through their vendor roles, the same as with your tokens, therefore allowing you more chance of getting some of these new weapons, etc, etc. Now, one thing I will be doing is probably the week before the DLC drops, I will run through my milestones, but I'm probably not going to cash them in. I'm going to wait for the DLC to drop, and once I get into the game with the DLC loaded, etc, I will then cash in all of my milestones to said vendors, and then you are guaranteed powerful gear. It might be a larger jump than normal, or it might just be a standard jump, but you will get hopefully some of these new weapons dropping at a nice decent power level, and you don't have to waste time in infusing anything into them, not knowing if they're good or not. And if they aren't good, then you can just infuse these new weapons into something else that you prefer overall, such as if you like running Bat Devils. Now, last thing I will suggest is an absolute optional extra. I've always been terrible for this. I always run one character, Warlock, D1 Warlock, D2 Warlock, complete, dumb, etc. D1 I had a Hunter, and D2 I do have a Hunter. Both times they've never finished the campaign, and they've never got close to being maxed out. I think it would probably be a good idea to now grind through a character and get them ranked up as much as you can in the time frame, ready for the DLC to drop, so you can try some of these new supers that are coming in, because a lot of them are looking really good. Like, I've never had a Titan. I might have to get a Titan because I really like that sort of homing seeking type Titan smash. So it's like a super panic slam from a distance. So it might be worth grinding up another character if you haven't done already, and just giving that a go for the new supers. Or there might be some new armor that's like really good for a Hunter, or really good for a Titan, or really good for a Warlock. But only time will tell with that one. But that one might just be, you know, keeping your mind off things, like get a bit more involved in the game if you're lacklustering a little bit and you've sort of pulled back off Destiny, and then you're sort of going to go in hard for when the DLC drops. It's just an idea. But anyway, I hope you all found that video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really does mean a lot to me, just seeing, like, you know, one number go up, go ka-ching. It lets me know that I'm actually doing things correctly and you people are actually willing and wanting to view my content. It's been a long ride. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Toodles.